So what's happening, everybody? I just wanted to jump on real quick and talk to you about Luke 6:38. So if you've been in the church at all, especially in the Southern church, you've heard this before. It says, give and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over will men give unto your bosom. The same way you mete out to others, it will be meted out back unto you. Now, because we use this in the church as a scripture for money, offering, and giving, we've gotten a little mixed up with it. This principle, biblical principle, is not just about money, but really it applies to everything in our lives. Anything that we think about reciprocity, anything that we think about giving and receiving, this passage applies to it. So when you think about going to God, that's the most important part. When we're thinking about giving and receiving, we got to go to God in prayer, spend time with him to know where to give, to know who to give to know how to give. So I know what some of y'all are thinking right now. You're thinking, yeah, I used to give to people a lot, but every time I was in need, nobody was there for me. Guess what? I understand that, because there are people that owe me right now, but they won't pick up the phone when I call, and you owe me. How crazy is that? There are people that I have labored in prayer for all times of night, but again, when I call, they won't even answer their phone. So I know the hurt of giving to people, and then people are not there for you in return. But going back to what I said a moment ago, the most important part about that, the most important and fragile part about it is going to God, seeing who to give to. Because when God tells us to give, it doesn't matter who does not give to us in return. He promises the harvest. So listen, I quoted that scripture to you in the King James Version, but I want to quote it real quick in the easy version. Listen to what it says, y'all. It says, give to other people and God will give to you. God will give to you even more than you gave to anybody else. It says he will fill your pockets until there's no more room to go in. They will be so full, it will come out over the top. This is the line right here. It says, think about how you give to other people, and God will give to you the same way. If you are a person who has been working with a closed fist, you're only a taker, that's all you are, then guess what? People are going to always take from you. If you're a person who's content to receive people praying for you, receive people giving to you, receive people sacrificing for you, and all you want to do is receive, and you wonder why things won't go right, that is why. Because you got to be in a position to give the same way God does. You got to be in a position the same way to give the same way Jesus does. You have got to put yourself in a position to give the same way people who God assigns to give to you for you to receive. It's not a one-way situation. There is a give and take. There's a giving and receiving. There's a sowing and there's a reaping. And see, here's the thing about God's kingdom. What kind of harvest do you want to reap? If you're okay with a nothing harvest, then keep doing nothing. But if you want to harvest a peace in your family, like I want, keep giving when God tells you to give. If you want to harvest of finances, keep sowing when God tells you to sow. If you want a harvest of love, keep loving how God tells you to love. Don't worry about if they don't love you back. Don't worry if they don't give back to you, unless you're giving what God told you not to give. If you're giving and doing what God told you not to give and do, that's on you. You own it. But if you're doing what God tells you to do, there's a promised harvest. A promised harvest of love, peace, hope, strength, deliverance, provision. In this season, when the world looks like we're going to war, I want peace for my family and for my nation. When everything seems upside down and people can't figure their way out, I want God to protect my nieces and my nephews and my family. So here's the thing. Here's the catcher. If you want God to be a blessing to you, think about how you give to others, and God will treat you the same way. Don't be afraid to give like God tells you to give. You won't ever be sorry.